A lot of people say the immigrants are the ones committing all the violent crime. This is, pretty much false, despite what a certain orange man may tell you. Not only that, but this kind of sentiment has been around for a really long time, and way too many people have died because of it. Welcome, I'm Chase Dickerson, and this is the story of Nicola Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti. I probably butchered both of those names, and I don't care. Let's set the scene here. 1920, right after several pivotal events, such as the flu and the First World War, but those are for a later time. Right now, our focus is on more of a backwards change in specifically American society. This all started with two deaths: a payroll guard named Frederick Paramenter and his assistant Alessandro Baradelli, who was shot by two bandits, and the killers fled in a blue Buick toward Bridgewater. The Bridgewater chief of police, Michael Stewart, though it was connected to an earlier heist, and pinned it down to a man named Mike Boda, an Italian anarchist. Nobody could locate Boda, so instead they settled on whoever would come to get the Buick. Eventually, Boda and three other guys came and got it. Boda and one friend, Riccardo Orciani, left on a motorcycle, while the other two went to a trolley stop half a mile away and boarded for Brockton. As the trolley went down Main Street, Officer Michael Connolly arrested these suspicious characters, and so began the scandal that made people care about Massachusetts for the first time since the Civil War. As far as evidence goes, some of the suspicion was reasonable. At the time they were taken in, both of them had revolvers and they were carrying extra ammo. Both lied to the cops about knowing Boda or helping to pick up the cars, but here's the disgusting part. The police only asked them about their beliefs, not about the crime. When asking a witness, they had Sacco and Vanzetti pose as bandits. As a matter of fact, here's a list of all the evidence that Sacco and Vanzetti weren't involved. Fingerprints in the Buick didn't match up with the suspects. Unreliable witnesses for the prosecutor, and good alibis from more reliable witnesses, such as their friends. Vanzetti's gun was the wrong caliber. However, this went beyond just guilty and innocent. The judge and jury sentenced both men to death. They didn't necessarily do so based on evidence, however. They did it because of prejudice. People in the 1920s thought of radicals, immigrants, and Catholics as a threat to the American people. Nativists, as they were called, were protesting that immigrants will weaken the gene pool, destroy our institutions, undermine American society, and in the name of our their motherland's popular ideology. And worst of all, they were taking our jobs. Sound familiar? I'll get to that matter later on. Once news of the case spread, the poor workers and immigrants saw the two as a powerful symbol of how oppressive society was. Meanwhile, the nativists were proud of their work. On the night of the execution, August 22nd, 1927, a crowd stood outside the prison for news. Once the news came out that they died, the whole crowd was stricken with grief, as was every sensible person in the nation. I chose to do this topic because of one specific reason. A certain modern conservative movement that I will not specify he tends to be a bit anti-immigrant, you know, the whole they're taking our jobs thing. Yeah, that is pretty much entirely false and based on nothing except for the exact same prejudices that were present back in the 1920s. Modern politics nowadays is not based on fact anymore. It's based on feeling, just as it was back then. So I did this to help change people's minds a bit. You know, just a thought, maybe don't deport people. And I also did it for school credit. I really want that A. Thank you for watching till the end of the video. I really appreciate it. Bye.